many communities are Main Street communities in Iowa? Gobs and gobs, or a few, or
I
what?
think it's around almost 60.
How many?
I think it's
About
around
60.
60. I was
60's
looking
not
for the
bad.
exact number. I think it's around 60.
Maybe not quite, but real close to
Yeah.
that, I think.
And all different sizes of communities are part of
All
it.
different sizes.
Yeah.
I mean, very small. One of the communities, I think, at the workshop that I went to, said they had like 600.
Bonaparte.
Yeah. Now, when I listened to the gentleman from Elkader that we had down at Bill's that day,
Yep.
nice, he did a nice job, but he seemed to have other duties in the community. It seemed
I
like,
think he wears
I wonder if
many
we
hats.
had that flexibility here. It seemed like, didn't he, Steve, pick up other duties in the community?
He does. He's also their city economic development person
That was it, yeah.
and state representative. That keeps him busy too.
Yeah.
But our
But he wasn't employed by the city in any way, was he?
No. And
No.
with Main Street, it can't be a city position. I mean, you can't even locate the office at a city building if you wanted to.
Right.
One thing in Main Street though too is population, because of our population, a lot of smaller towns can do that. They'll have the chamber director, they'll have the Main Street director, but because of our population size, we can't combine that, so that's sometimes a
required.
misconception you hear people say, well,
Yeah. I probably sound negative, but that's one phase of this that worries me, is starting up a new office and hiring somebody, you know, and financing it, because this 16,000 is not gonna stay there forever. That doesn't stop
Right,
after
no.
the 3 years, does it?
It would have to be self-supported. It would be a year-by-year
Really?
agreement after the 3 years.
They'd be self-supporting in 3 years?
With the city's assistance, I
With
mean,
the
this
city,
this
it would be a
will, the
continuous-
city will.
Yeah, I was gonna say, that would have to still be
The city
there.
will always have to be a financial partner of this, absolutely.
It would, right,
Yeah, okay.
Now,
yes,
if we pledge this 16,000,
yes.
do we pay that after you get approval?
Oh, absolutely. Right now, it's
In
just
other
a
words,
pledge.
if you didn't get approved, we wouldn't be,
Correct. There will
Okay.
be no monies exchanged hands until we are accepted into the Main Street Iowa program.
But there'd be a pledge of some sort, wouldn't there, or
It would
some?
be a pledge. We would have
something
to
legal.
have a commitment from the city and a pledge. And we have to, in very great detail, present this pledge along with, the application is very thick and detailed. And we have to present all that to them to show that we're not just saying, yeah, sure, we'd love to be a part of it. It shows that the community has a stake in it and that they want to be a part of it, including the
Yep.
city. If we don't have the city's support, we will go nowhere.
one thing I think too is, sometimes we think this program is like, you know, you get these ads in the paper, you want to be listed as the most important person in your profession. This is not that type of program. There are a lot of communities that get turned down, that they take several times to get accepted. So it's kind of an exclusive group too, that I think sometimes we think they're begging us to join. They'd like us to join, but it's not a given.
They just said we're an ideal community for the services that they provide and what we have available to develop and build upon.
So it's an honor to become a part of it too.
It would be a huge honor. Yes, sir.
Good point.
Anything else?
I was gonna, before you leave, I was gonna get Steve in on this. We've talked about this before, to the council and to the public. Steve, tell us the options we have that we can come up with these monies.
Well, there's a couple different options. The first and foremost, I thought that we could be using local option sales tax dollars. I mean, that's used towards community betterment purposes, which this certainly is. We could also consider using hotel motel tax. I mean, that has to, 50% of those funds have to be used towards for tourism, and this would certainly qualify. And additionally, we could look at funding from the general fund levy. That would be a little bit more difficult. So I think either the local option sales tax or the sales tax of the hotel motel is probably our best bet, or we could probably even fund it with TIF certification if we wanted to. That would qualify for this. So there's options.
Great. I just wanted to announce that, so I didn't want people to think we're dipping into our general funds to produce and help the product.
Absolutely. No, absolutely. I agree. Back to Dick one more time. I think one thing better to explain or to elaborate a little bit is that the money we're asking from the city is a specific amount. We have to present a completed budget to them before we ever get started. So we're not going to jump in and say, we're gonna do this. Oh, now we have to find a way to support it. So that's maybe one part that's a little reassuring.
knowing people as I do, there'll be a bump in the road somewhere.
There will be.
Yeah, there'll be,
inevitably.
it has to be, you know. That's all I'm saying. Sometimes that,
I understand.
you know, that sours people's original intentions.
Sure.
You know, but this doesn't sound that way, no. It doesn't,
We're doing our best.
yeah, it doesn't sound that way at all.
Any other questions? Thanks for your time. I
Thank you,
appreciate it.
Trish.
I'd like to make a motion to adopt this resolution and to pledge these dollars for the 3 years.
I'd like to figure out how we're gonna pay for it first, though.
Yeah.
I'd second it.
Okay, I have a motion and I have a second, now discussion.
Do we wanna make part of the motion
With it, with,
selecting a representative?
it's in there
Oh,
that way.
I'm sorry, you want that in there too?
Yes.
Do we want to select that I mean, do we have to name that person, or in fact that we will?
We're gonna have to name that person when the application gets turned in, so it'd be nice to have that done tonight as well. I'd certainly be willing to sit on that and been part of their discussions and have a pretty good understanding of the Main Street Iowa program and seeing what's done. But if there's anybody else that would like to sit on that, please feel free to.
Bob Hill would.
No.
I
think
would
Steve's a
include
better
him,
choice.
since he seconded,
What?
if we can amend this, and I would like to include in that motion then that we appoint Steve to be our representative on that committee.
Is this a daytime job?
Hope so, we've got enough night meetings.
Well, you're
Is it
supposed
okay
to
I would
be here.
second that,
Aren't you
yes.
supposed to be here aren't we paying you to be here?
There
And
wherever I need to be.
making decisions out of the city hall? Now, how long a job is that? How many hours a day?
No less than 10.
You're gonna be down there 10 hours a day?
I thought you were mentioning what is required here, Denny.
No, I meant down the street.
I don't know, maybe 2 hours a month?
Oh,
He-
2
he's-
hours a month?
He's not gonna be the director, he's just gonna sit on the committee meetings, that type of thing. This is not his,
Oh.
his job as the director. He's just gonna be part of the committee that works on this,
Oh,
so. And
Could
since
I add
Bob
that we,
seconded it, when I made that amendment, he agreed to
Yeah,
accept the amendment.
okay, we clear as mud on this now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, you made the motion, made the amendment,
can I make amendment that we take it out of the hotel motel tax? The 16,000.
Does that have to be part of the motion? As to
That
where
brings
we
us to be
take
part
it?
it would help
We-
make up
we-
my mind.
We could, well, you can make that determination at this time, but we'd be doing that during the budget season
Right.
also.
It would help make up our minds how to vote on that.
well,
don't need
I agree, we can do that at the budget time, people, but as Steve and I talked about in some length, that's why we were looking at the options, because we don't wanna cause a problem with the citizens that we're coming out of our general funds.
No.
And our tax motel, we've reformed that anyway, Gene, and it is the cultural, the tourism, it rates right in there, so it definitely qualify. And, I think we could tackle that at budget time, but I would look forward for a resolution to take it out of there, why not?
You want me
Yeah, make a resolution.
No,
I'll
not-
second.
Not-
Not now,
Not
No,
now.
we already have a motion on the floor.
Okay,
But hotel motel is pretty well tapped out by the current request, isn't it?
Maybe we should take a vote. We have
Yeah.
a motion on the floor and a
Yeah.
second.
Okay.
We need to take a vote. Roll call, please.
Oh, was that a nice way to say shut up?
Hill,
Yes.
Hermanson,
Yes.
Dollenbach,
Yes.
Ingen,
Yes.
Vaughn,
No,
Davis,
Yes.
Holland.
Yes.
motion carries. Let's go to item 2, Wapsie Boaters Association, discussion on the installation of the boards on the dam. Motion to adopt a resolution authorizing additional riders to the city's insurance policies and, authorizing the installation of the boards at the total cost not to exceed $2,000. Where do we start? John Curtis.
Hello, everybody. I'm John Kurtz, 213 12th Avenue Northeast here in Independence. I represent the Wapsie River Independence chapter. It's a group of boating and river enthusiasts, as well as residents in the city. We come out of concern for the city dam and the impact that it has on the river levels upstream. The river's a major focal point in the city, and it's used throughout the year by boaters, fishermen, hunters, snowmobile enthusiasts. The natural beauty of the river is a true asset to the community that must be maintained and respected. The river is the centerpiece of the city. It's what the city was built on. The mill is a good focal point of the whole city. supplemented by installing boards on top of the dam. Boards are 16 inches tall. Just a side note, Des Moines is currently adding 30-inch high metal flashboards on top of their downtown dam. It was in the paper. To increase their river level on the Des Moines River. A lot of communities are all experiencing the same thing, low water. The boards on the dam raise the water level to about 12 inches or more above the current river level. It brings it back to within the normal bank areas. If you go down there right now, you'll see the docks are sitting high and dry. Boats are sitting out 10 to 12 feet from the normal bank level because of how low the water is right now. It's a tragic situation. The addition of boards does not really impact flooding in the spring. Once it goes over the boards, it's going over the dam. When it gets to the point where it's flooding, boards have no impact on that whatsoever. They can become damaged when the ice and debris come downriver in periods of flood, and that's what happens. The current boards were installed in the summer of 2011 by city crews, and they were paid for by donations from our group and local citizens that chipped in to buy the boards because we had a lot of bounce back from the city about putting the boards up. So we said, well, we would pay the boards if you guys would install them, and they did. They did a fine job. Those boards survived the spring flooding and the ice out of 2012 and 2013. We had that sudden rainstorm in June where we got 6 inches overnight, and that debris coming down the river that time, where the river went up 10 foot in a matter of hours, took the boards out. And right now, it's at the point where they don't do any good. The water just goes around. So they do need to be replaced. The river has been at very low levels ever since about July 10th. I sent a letter to the city on August 6th bringing up the problem because we couldn't get off the main lake. It's that shallow now. And where my personal boat